Happy Wednesday, winners. It's our favorite day of the week, and you are now tuned in to another weekly episode of the Ladies in Motion podcast, Talk It Out, where we shine light on women that's winning in the local community. I'm super excited about today's episode because this winning lady has a business that is kind of rare in our culture. You don't see a lot of us doing this in this field, so I'm super excited to just uncover that. Once again, it is Black History Month. One time for my people. Okay. And Valentine's Day just passed by, and our next guest has an event coming up focused on Galentine. So before we get into that and introduce who she is formally, I need you all tuned in right now to share today's episode. I believe that somebody will be inspired or motivated by today's episode today. So make sure you share this with 3 other women winning that you may know. I'm sorry. And just, share it. Anybody that you think could be motivated by this or that needs this. We're almost 3 months into the new year. And I feel like, the first 2 months it's easy to be on track with our goals. But by that 3rd month, it's like, okay, are we still focused or was we just talking the first 2 months? So, and speaking of focus, the Ladies in Motion word of the week this week is focus. So I'm super excited to just talk about it and talk about your journey, being focused, especially in the industry that you're in. So make sure you all share this video. Our share goal is 50. And if you want an opportunity to win a free prize, share this video. That's all you got to do is share this video and then message me your address if you're the winner, and we'll be sending you something free in the mail, okay? But are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, y'all. So this next winning lady is born and raised right here in the great state of Georgia, in Decatur, where it's greater to be exact, y'all. She graduated in 2014 from Southwest DeKalb High School. And if you live in Georgia, that's the high school.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I learned over the last few years. That's the high school, okay? So she graduated in 2014, where she went on to Johnson C. Smith University in North Carolina to pursue her education in college. And right now, she's just killing the game as an adult. And she started her business in 2024, Shape and Serve. And we're almost coming up on the 1-year anniversary of that. So I need you all to welcome Kaylin Roman to the show, everybody. And give her a nice warm welcome by sharing this episode, y'all. Share. I believe Kaylin gonna drop gems. It's gonna be a fun episode. Just about being focused and, creating your own lane, okay? Yes. So Kaylin, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank
for having me.
Thank you so much. Yes. I love this because I am interviewing strangers. You know what I mean? Like, these are literally people. I've just met Kaylin today for the first time, but I've been following her business and, just very supportive. And I'm like, dang, I wonder if, she'll even say yes because I'm a stranger. So I appreciate the yes. Thank you for being here. And do you have anybody you'd like to shout out before we get started? Any business partners, sponsors, or anything like that before we get going?
No, I don't have anyone I want to shout out. Okay, shout out to God.
Okay.
He's the business partner. Okay.
Amen.
All right.
Okay, listen, that's the number one shout out.
Yeah.
You ain't shouting out God first, you can't shout out nobody else, right? So I'm excited to just really get to know you and allow you all to get to know Kaylin as well, and how you can support her business. I like to start these interviews with like the beginning of adulthood. So I mentioned that she graduated high school in 2014, and even though it's not adulthood, at that time, we'd be thinking, I'm 18, I'm grown, I'm going to be out of school. That's how our mindset is. Right. But I do want to ask you, like, when you take us back to 2014, what did you even see yourself doing? Were you playing tennis growing up? Just tell me a little bit about your background. You're born and raised here in Decatur, but,
So when I graduated, I did play tennis in high school. So I ended up getting a scholarship. And then I went to Johnson C. Smith and I played tennis there. I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do. I know I wanted to be in the healthcare field in some kind of capacity, but didn't really know what exactly. So I ended up getting a degree in public health at Johnson C. Smith University. And then after I graduated,
high school or college?
Well, college.
Okay, cool.
I did just get from high school to college.
It's okay.
But when I graduated from college, I moved back to Atlanta for like maybe a couple of months, and then I ended up moving to Tampa. I got a job for the CDC. I used to work for the CDC, straight out of college. That was really like a great time. That was like a wonderful time. Minus like COVID and things like that.
Okay,
but,
so it's around then.
Yeah, but working in public health and having like COVID happen, like those type of things don't really happen. So it was like the prime time for people in public health to like really get that experience and all of those type of things. Minus like the sad parts that came with COVID.
Right.
But I did that for 2 years and then I moved back to Atlanta.
Okay.
And
Good.
then,
It gives me some perspective.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I did that for 2 years and I moved back to Atlanta. I played on like a couple adult leagues when I got back. So that's kind of how I got back into tennis. Because after you play tennis in college level, it's a lot, you know what I'm saying? So just taking a little break from it was really nice. But then when I started back in playing adult league here, it kind of got me back moving with tennis, and then I ended up coaching one season.
Okay.
So that's kind of how we got right back into the whole tennis thing.
Okay, so I would like to start. How did you even get in tennis? Because I read on your website that you really wanted to create something because we don't really see it promoted that much in our culture. So how did you get into tennis? Like when you played, was high school your first time playing, or did you grow up playing and just knew that you were going to play in high school?
So no, actually I did play tennis. Like I started playing tennis when I was 8 years old.
Okay, wow.
So I played it, but I kind of stopped because I did like competitive cheerleading.
Okay, one time for the cheerleaders.
Yeah.
I love cheer.
So I did competitive cheerleading, and then I started back playing tennis in high school. Maybe like sophomore year of high school, I started back playing tennis. And then my dad was like, "You need to get a scholarship." So cheerleading was not going to get me that. So I ended up stopped cheering, and then I did strictly tennis for the rest of high school, and that's kind of like I've been doing tennis since then. So.
And I love that. So the reason why I love that is because, sometimes, guests before we talked about sacrificing some things maybe to just because you're so focused on the bigger picture, So again, even though you love cheers, like, I gotta go to school, so I gotta get the scholarship. Yeah. So it kind of makes sense for you to do tennis, And
I was sad that I had to stop cheering.
I know, right?
But it's actually like, it was worth it. So you don't see that it was worth it like right then and there, but it was worth that I like put cheerleading to the side and actually stuck with tennis because I got a scholarship and it made college a little bit better. You had a little bit more experience with like being an athlete in college. So it was a great time.
I want to know, when you were 8, how did you even get into tennis? Like, is that something that someone around you played? Like, did you see it, or you just were trying things and like, okay, I kind of do like this?
Honestly, no one has played tennis. I feel like my daddy put me into it, and
shout out to the dad. Okay, shout out to the dad.
My dad like got me into it, and it was actually pretty fun. I can't like remember so far back how, but he did introduce me to it, and I play like different sports. I did like volleyball, swimming, tennis, gymnastics, soccer. So we're an athletic family. So we're always been like involved in some type of like sport. So tennis was just the one that stuck with it. I was the best at, and that's how we got into tennis.
That's what I love.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to ask you, you are playing tennis growing up, you're getting ready to go to college. What was the difference like? Because I feel like tennis isn't like cheer, where it's a group sport. You know what I mean? I guess there is like ways that you can play in a group setting, like you are in a tennis team, but the matches are 1-on-1 or 2-on-2, right? So it's like smaller group based. So when you did do it on the college level, like, was it so much harder? Did you realize like, wow, this takes so much more discipline? Did you have like pro desires and realize it just takes so much that you can't maybe do at the moment? Just kind of tell me about that, because I think it's a full circle moment that you kind of did that, but the business that you're in now, you're putting it right back in the community, which I love, because you said you were the first. You didn't see anybody playing tennis, so let's talk about that.
So tennis is an individual sport, but it's also a team sport in a sense, because you have to win certain matches to win the whole thing together.
Okay,
So,
I always wondered.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about teams, but
so you do play singles and you do play doubles, but as a team, you have to like have enough lines won to like actually win the whole entire match.
Oh, okay.
So like I could win my singles, you could lose your singles match, or we could win doubles together, and then we could lose doubles together, and now we like 5-3, right? Mm-hmm. Then you have to win at least 5 lines to win the whole entire set. So it is kind of like a team thing, but it's still a little individual too.
I love that though.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like it was very not hard. It was easy to me. Even like transforming from like from high school level to like college level. It was just a little bit more discipline for sure because, you have morning workouts. You have to set those schedules so that you can make sure that you get your homework done because, you still got to get that done. So, and then you're traveling a lot also when it's like match time and season time. So, you juggle a lot, but it wasn't really hard for me to really maintain, personal life and being an athlete and still trying to enjoy college too. So, it was pretty a little easy for me, honestly.
And then you went to school in North Carolina. Shout out to Jasmin Orr. I'm interviewing her next week on the show, but something that me and her talked about was moving out your comfort zone and like moving out of your hometown sometimes. I'm not from here. I'm from Polk County, Florida. Okay. Next door to Tampa. Yeah. So, my brother in Tampa, my cousin in Tampa. So I love Central Florida one time for my Tampa folks. But she just talked about after she got married, 3 months later, her and her husband moved to Vegas, but they've been doing really well in their business since they've done that. And she said that she believes that a lot of it went to just her being exposed to just a whole nother atmosphere and environment, So what was North Carolina for you? Were you nervous to go like away to school, or is that something you look forward to? And what do you feel like it did for you just being in North Carolina, like in a whole new space that's not Decatur, Georgia,
So honestly, I was ready to leave. So I was ready to be on my own. So I wasn't nervous. I wasn't sad. When my parents showed me off, I'm like, see y'all later. I'm out of here. So that transition wasn't really hard for me. And I didn't know anyone going there, so I had to get out of that comfort zone because I'm a little shy in a sense, but I've kind of grown out of that. So I met some people and we kind of did like a little Jabac. They have like Jabac where you can kind of like go and spend a weekend at the school before you actually move in. So like I kind of had already met some friends when we went to Jabac. So I was able to kind of like, already have some people there. But it was nice. And people say like Charlotte is almost like Atlanta.
I'll be hearing that. Tell me what you think.
I don't know. I mean, it's cool. Like, I wouldn't say that it's not a place that I would live, but I don't know if it's Atlanta, but I just like know where it's Atlanta.
Right.
It's just a special place here.
It is a special place here for real. Yes. Me not being from here, I'm telling you, I went home for 5 months last year, and by the end of the 5th month before I moved back here, I was going crazy. I was like, bro, I got to get back to Atlanta. I was telling my brother, like, my dad, bro, I got to get back to Atlanta. It's just something about it, that got my mindset elevated, got me feeling like I'm just hungry here, like way hungrier here than I am at home. Maybe it's because I'm comfortable at home. Yeah. So here it just forces me out of my comfort zone, but I'm comfortable at the same time, So shout out to Atlanta, right?
Shout out to Atlanta for sure. But Charlotte is cool though. I had a great time there. I've been back maybe like 2 times since I may have graduated, and it's a little different now. But it's still a place to if you decide to move there. It's a nice place.
So did you ever have like entrepreneurship or being a small business owner in your mind, like while you was in school? Was it like, what, I went to school for public health, I'm gonna find my lane and just kind of work in my field, maybe just keep this as my hobby? What was your mindset even around that? Because you said this kind of this, y'all, her business. Like I said, we mentioned she's almost a year in. So it started in 2024, April of 2024. But I'm just curious to know, between 2020, when you went back to Tampa to work this job during the pandemic, what happened in those 4 years that made you get to this point as a now small business owner, doing something you're passionate about, obviously, that you've done since you were a little girl. Just want to talk about the journey leading up to that. Was that always the plan, or you just found yourself?
So it was not always the plan. My dad has been an entrepreneur.
Shout out to Dad. Okay. So what does Dad do?
My dad is he owns a landscaping company.
Okay.
So he does commercial landscaping. So he's been doing that pretty much his whole life since I've been born.
Okay.
So entrepreneurship has been there, and then this is not my first entrepreneurship or business job.
Okay, teach me something.
So
teach me something.
My first venture was actually vending machines. And I still have them right now, but just doing a little rebranding on the vending machines. But that right there taught me a lot about business in general, to where I am now. Just all the tweaks and turns, because I was just I want to get into vending machines, so I just went and bought vending machines. I had a business partner, so I just learned a lot throughout of that. I still do have vending machines right now, so that is my first entrepreneurship business that I did, and I actually started that right before I moved to Tampa.
Okay.
So that was that was the first thing, and then when I moved back, I was still working for CDC, and then I got into the event space rental. So that was really my second entrepreneurship. I wanted to get an event space. Still in the works. Just didn't happen how I wanted it to happen. But I have a storage full of event rentals. So I am working on getting that going. But it's just a lot trying to build multiple businesses at one time.
Right.
So I kind of just am still working on the event rentals right now, but just trying to really focus on the Shake and Serve currently. But so I did that, and then the event space didn't really turn out how I wanted it to, but it's still in the works. And then I had bought all these event rentals for the event space, but again, things didn't work out how you wanted to work out.
And timing, the timing just wasn't for then. So
so that's how I pivoted back to tennis. And got into tennis because I really got into working out when I moved back from Tampa. I've always worked out because I've been an athlete my whole entire life, but really getting into it and really falling in love with it and realizing what working out can kind of do for you, just mentally, physically, all the way around, is really how I got into working out, really how I work out now. So that's how I got back into tennis, and I'm people can use tennis as an alternate to going to the gym, because working out is definitely you really have to be committed to it. And it's hard for people to really commit to working out and having that consistency of going to the gym every day, and it can get boring, going to the gym every day. So that's kind of how I came up with Shake and Serve, to kind of give people an alternate to working out. You can learn how to play tennis, and you can burn a lot of calories. It's something that you can do that's fun. You can go out there with your friends. So it kind of makes it just a little bit more exciting. But you're still working out, staying healthy. Once you learn the sport, you pretty much can learn it and continue to do it for the rest of your life. People be 80 years old out there on the tennis court. So
I love that.
Yes. So this is how I got to Shake and Serve. But yes, so I've been dipping and dabbing into different things. But when I was in college, I really didn't think about entrepreneurship. I really wished I did. Because I would have definitely did things a little bit more
intentional, right?
Yes. But my dream was to work for CDC, so I actually did accomplish that.
That's what's up.
So, but it just wasn't a long-term investment working for CDC. After I worked there and then moved back to Georgia, I still was working there, but didn't really kind of like the position that I had, so I kind of left it. And just stepped out on faith and just said, hey, I'm going to go full entrepreneurship.
I know that's right, girl.
A women's conference, and that's kind of how I went head on straight, full entrepreneurship after that. So
love that.
yes.
So first of all, I just love that. You know, I love what you said. I was telling her before. I said, "Girl, every time I see you post in the morning, I was like, Mercedes, get your life." Because you're very consistent. You know, I see you when you be working out, doing your thing. I'm like, dang, you know what, this supposed to be the year. Need to get myself together. Because last year I worked out about 8 months consistently the whole year. Then by the end, I was like, ugh, it's cold. I don't know about this, you know. But that's an excuse. No more excuses, though. You know. So every time I see you, I am motivated to get it together. You know. So I just want to talk about again the beginning of Shape and Serve. So for your birthday last year, you had a brunch that was the launch of Shape and Serve, your business, right? Talk about that. How did that go for you? What made you do it in that fashion? And what went on? Like, what type of activities did you have at this brunch? And can we expect one maybe this year? Just throwing it out there.
Yes. So the brunch was a lunch for Shape and Serve, but it also was something for my birthday as well. And my mindset is just like, okay, we can have fun, but it needs to be business related.
Okay,
it needs to be working for my good. Okay, so you just can't be out here having fun and it's not working for my good.
Right,
so
right.
I combined it both of my birthday and the brunch together. And again, I really am trying to get into the event space. So trying to do the brunch was like a part of like my events that I have, like even some of the decorations and stuff that I had like in the storage. So shout out to Joanna though, because she's my balloon person that does the balloons and she does the decorations. She's gonna do decorations for the Valentine's Day event as well.
Your event be super cute.
Yes, you know, you gotta elevate the event.
Super cute.
You know, tennis is already a uppity
little
cutesy, sport, cutesy. So I just try to add a little to it to just give it a little bit more, So, but at the brunch, it was very intimate. Not gonna lie, I actually tried to sell tickets, but I'll be rushing sometimes. So and doing things last minute sometimes. So just learning as I'm growing. So I did sell a few tickets, and then it ended up turning into like more of an intimate type of brunch where it was like my closest friends and family. So we kind of just kicked it that way. And then we just had some games. We had brunch, food, and just fellowship. And people just like went around and kind of talked about like, about me and like just giving me my flowers at the time. So that's just kind of what the brunch was. And I am going to have one this year. Just haven't got it all together yet, but birthday's in April. I'll be 30 this year.
So 30 is the best.
I'm trying to walk up to 30.
It's the best.
On it, okay? So again, I want to go out of town, but we're not going out of town. We're going to do things here for Shape and Serve and combine my birthday together. So I am going to do another brunch this year, and I have some other things. I have a clothing line that I have coming out that I'm gonna launch for my birthday as well.
Okay,
so
that's what's up.
That's in the works too.
Talking out exclusives, everybody.
Yeah, it's a tennis a tennis line.
Oh God, I'm so excited.
Yeah, so I'm excited for it. So I'm gonna launch it for my birthday. Haven't really talked about it yet, so it's a little exclusive for the podcast.
Kaylin, you've been working though. Like she's not even at her year mark. So I mentioned she had the tennis brunch. You had a tennis retreat.
Yes.
I see that you had Mother's and Father's Day, courses. So just tell me about this tennis retreat. Like, what was that about? What made you even come up with that concept? And what went down at this retreat?
Yes. So, okay, I got another shout out to Brianna because
Brianna,
she's the one who actually came up with the idea of the retreat, and I was like, okay, and I'm like, you sure? And we did it. I think we had came up with the idea maybe like in July, something like that, and I was just like, I don't think it's enough time to like really get people to come, and then I didn't want to charge so much because I just wanted people to come.
Right.
And I know like the first year is the year to kind of like set the tone and not really make a lot of money off of it. So I didn't really charge the girls much. They got way more than what they paid for sure. But again, like all the decorations, literally came out of my storage. So
I love that. I love that.
And shout out to Ashley because that's my girl. She be with me, helping me get the events together because I promise you, if she didn't come with me on that retreat, I don't know what I would do but the retreat was good. We had
during this tennis retreat. Like what happened at a tennis retreat, you know?
So we had we did like tennis. We like had tennis lessons. We had a tennis tournament. We played games. We went to the lake and got on jet skis. We had a boat day. What else did we do? Ooh.
So this was a course of a few days?
Mm-hmm. We were
How
there
long was
for 4 days.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
here in Atlanta?
Yeah, it wasn't in Atlanta, but it was like outside, like kind of like in Helen, Georgia.
Okay.
Out there. In the mountains, we found a Airbnb that had a tennis court attached to it, and yeah, it was like right on the lake. It was really a great time. The girls had a nice time. Oh, we had a movie night as well. We did like sip and paint. And then the girls came with like I made all the girls come with like one thing that they could teach everybody about it. And they had a great time. It was a great time. I was tired.
I know, but
they had a great time. They was up at night and I was in the bed asleep because I was tired.
It takes a lot to put together these events and retreats. And again, just shout out to you because you had a busy first year.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I was just looking like, I know she ain't say she started this her birthday last year.
Yeah.
Because you've been working really since then. So
and really this started like February of like last year. I got my friends to come out and I'm like, y'all, I have this idea. I want y'all to come out and let me try to use you to like figure out how everything would go. So like February, March, I was working out with my friends. So shout out to them because without them, right? I don't know, but hey, it all worked out. So it's been a ride. It's been a journey. This actually is making me like reflect on the year.
A lot. Like
I keep moving, and you sometimes you just be like, oh, you're not doing enough. But I mean, I have done a lot, honestly, and
yes, girl.
So I've been grinding. I'm tired of grinding. I'm ready for it to
pay off, right?
You know what I'm saying? I planted the seeds. I'm ready for the harvest to come. So,
but I truly feel like slowly but surely. And I just was listening to right before we came here. I was listening to Sarah J. Roberts. That's my girl. That's my sister. Like it's big sis, But she was just talking about how the underdog, it's like our season, and people that was the tail, we ain't the tail no more. Like it's our season to really be in the forefront, And because number one, not because we just want whatever, but our heart is genuine, our intention is bigger than self.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why this will be great and we well on our way.
Yes.
Okay. So I have a few more questions and we're gonna talk about your upcoming event coming up this weekend. What do you do to, make sure Kaylin is like her best self? I heard you say that you like work out. Because again, a part of like working out, it takes, it really does help your discipline in other areas, your mental and stuff like that. And again, I think tennis is such a sport that you really have to be like disciplined and focused in. So, what does it look like, Kaylin, showing up for herself in this season, putting herself first? Again, you deserve these flowers. You've been working, girl. And I'm telling you, from a stranger who came across your page, I like what I've seen. I'm like, dang, I like her. It's number one, it's like women's empowerment. That's what Ladies in Motion is all about. That's what I'm all about. So, it just made sense for us to connect. So yeah, what does showing up for Kaylin look like to Kaylin?
So right now, I will say showing up for Kaylin is making sure I go work out. Because that's it's a stress reliever. When you're in the gym, it's just like release from everything. So I try to make sure that I'm working out. I'm working out a consistent 4 days out the week for sure.
Good.
I'm not playing tennis as much,
really,
surprisingly.
But tennis season is coming up.
It is coming up. But I have like, some clients that have been doing like one-on-one. So I would like, go out with them and hit a little bit sometimes with them. But for the most part, it's definitely tennis. Not tennis. I'm going to say the gym, working out for sure. Like that's what I'm doing right now. I try I didn't go today, but for the most part, I'm definitely going to the gym for me as like a self care, as a mental release, and getting some sleep.
Okay, girl.
Because I be working.
Yes.
Okay, so just those two right now, and then eventually, you know, I'm gonna add some more self care in there where I can like step back from things. So like now, just trying to also make things flow where I don't have to be there all the time. You know, even like with business, like making sure that I have like proper website, proper booking site, that so I'm not having to just do a lot. So I'm trying to streamline things so that I can step back from some of those things, because I've been doing it all and I'm tired, you know, honestly. So I'm ready to, you know, just, you know, have that space to where I can really just start enjoying the fruits of my labor.
Right.
Because
that's important.
Right now, I mean, I'm enjoying it here and there, but not how I want to.
Right,
you know
right.
So I'm trying to walk into 30, receiving all those fruits of my labor. So
that's what's up,
I've been putting in this work these couple last years. Even though Shepherd Service is only going to be like a year, but just with all the other businesses that I have, just learning from it, because nobody's really teaching you, you know, these things. And, you know, I feel like life experiences are the best ways to teach you and to grow from.
It is.
Just things in general, because, you know, somebody can tell you something, but when you kind of experience it, the experience kind of is a little bit more, in the best teacher for you, for sure. So definitely rest, and when I can, as much as possible right now, because it's about to be go 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 season. Even though it has been go 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 season, but it's really about to be like that go season right now. So that's what I be doing to, you know, just have a little self care. Okay, so,
I love that.
Yes,
I do. People don't understand how important rest is, you know?
Yeah.
It really, really is. Just to give you opportunity to rejuvenate yourself and reset. You know, rest is super important. If you don't get your rest, your body will shut down and let you know that you need your rest.
Okay.
You know?
Oh, seriously, it will.
Seriously. So I got a few more questions. I want to ask you, number one, you said that to work for the CDC was like a dream of yours. And you've already done it. You're not even 30. So you're already like getting things off your list and like living parts of your dream. What else would Kaylin like to do? You know, like in the next few years, or just not even a few years, just like what other dreams maybe, or things that you like to just try and take off your bucket list, you know?
I don't know. Honestly, that's a great question. I don't know. I would like for me to have the event space, and also
That's important to you.
The event space, and also get my indoor tennis courts as well. Is what I would like to do. So I really want to combine the two together. So and bring the courts to this side of like Decatur. Again, tennis is not as prevalent on this side of town as it is like on the other sides of town. And it's also an expensive sport as well. So with Check and Serve, I make it affordable for people to actually learn the sport and join the sport. And then also, even when I get the indoor space, making it still affordable for people to be able to come and play tennis as well. Because if you go some places, you know, a lesson can be $160. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, who can continue to...
Like an hour?
Okay, if I'm paying that, I need to come out there being like a pro,
okay?
So, yes. But honestly, those are just the dreams right now. Having that event space, having that indoor tennis space, and I'll be okay. Some other things may come along the way, but those are just the things that I currently have on the list right now, is to just, you know, achieve those dreams, and then maybe we'll see what happens after that.
One step at a time. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Right.
You know, and luckily, you know, you seem like your dad. I love that, you know, he just is pouring into you and like telling you that you can. My friend was on the show a few weeks ago, and she was saying that her dad always told her, keep your eye on the prize, you know, eyes on the prize. And that just aligns with what we talk about today, just being focused. You know, when you're not focused, or you feel yourself not as focused as you should be, number one, do you recognize it? And if so, like, what do you do to maybe pivot and be like, okay, like rest, reset? Like, what do you do to get your focus back where it should be when you feel like, or if you ever feel like, dang, I'm not on point. Like, Kaylin should be.
I probably isolate a little bit. Honestly. Isolation. I feel like isolation is a good tool, even though it sounds a little like isolate yourself, but it does. You got to just step away from the world sometimes, even from your friends and family, and just kind of really do a reset on yourself, and write out what you need to achieve, and write out what you need to accomplish to get back on track, because you can't get off track, right? But you want to try to stay as focused as possible, especially in entrepreneurship, right? Because there's no one telling you that this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. You have to tell yourself, like, this is what you need to do, okay? Or the job won't get done. So, but it definitely can be overwhelming as well. So, trying to just, find that right help that, really sees the vision. And I thank God, because he has definitely sent some people into my life that sees the vision and really has helped me, because I can't do this all by myself, all right? Because I was trying to do it by myself, and it was just overwhelming. So I'm grateful for the people that he has sent to my life to help me, accomplish these dreams, and even help them out, So helping me is helping them as well. So that's just, just a little something there.
Something that came to mind. I always hear this quote, and then we'll get ready to like kind of end this and tell us where we can follow you. But they say, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And so I just really pray that this is like a season of impactful, divine connections. You know what I mean? People we can grow from each other. Shout out to Millicent Reed. I love this lady. She was my first guest that helped me kick off this new season. But since then, she's just been pouring into me. She connected me with the guests that I'm doing for next week, all the way from Vegas. Oh. Hey, I'm coming through Atlanta. I heard great things about the show. So I just appreciate that. I really, really do. People coming together, just like you said, your homegirls was, hey, let's get this together. We can make this happen, because it allows you, it makes you know that, okay, I'm not alone in this. I got people that support and they see the vision. Right. So let's continue to stay focused on the vision, because it is possible. It definitely is possible. Okay. Anything is possible. Especially with Christ, right? Okay. Yes. Let's talk about Philippians 4:13. Let's talk about your upcoming Valentine's Day event, Serving with Love. How did that come about? What can we expect at this event? Are you excited? Are you ready for it to come? Because I know you've been busy leading up to it. Tell us about that. And then after that, you can go into where can we follow you on social media, your personal and Shape and Serve page, and your website. Okay, so the Valentine's Day event is this Saturday, February 22nd. It's from 2 to 5. So they're going to get hands-on tennis, learn how to play tennis. Even if you have played tennis before, it's a great time for you to come out. It's going to be at the PGA store in Kennesaw, Georgia. It's a little cold outside right now, so I decided to do something that was like indoors. So we're going to do tennis. We're going to have lunch. We're going to play some games, have some conversations, and, just have a great time, meet new people. All the people that have signed up currently are like new people. I think it may be like a few people that I already know, so I'm excited to meet the new ladies that come in. That's coming through. But, we just going to have a nice little time. And I just decided to do something, because I'm always doing something for, like, each holiday in a sense. So, like you said, I did the Mother's Day, Father's Day. So, I just thought that, Valentine's, this is a girl's. And it's, like, trending, too. Like, I feel like it's more and more, becoming more popular. People have more and more Valentine's events. And then people kind of have been asking, like, where the classes are and all that type of stuff. So where the classes at? What's up with the classes? Let me put a little event on to kind of just pop off the month. So, because tennis will start back like March, and I will start back like the outdoor classes and the group classes. Because right now I just been doing privates, like one-on-ones, just because it's cold and people are not really committed
get to being outside in the cold.
I hate the cold.
Okay, but I have one client, Daniela. She has been coming consistently, and we be outside in the cold.
Mm-hmm.
She says she don't be cold, so I be going out there.
I ain't gonna say I don't be cold, but
so just trying to do something to get Shape and Serve, like talking and get it going. So when March comes, some people who are been looking to play tennis and that type of thing can kind of see what we got going on. So the classes will be resuming in like mid-March once it gets back a little warmer outside. So I do like group classes on Saturdays, and then I do some classes throughout the week. And then again, if you want to learn, like really, like not saying that you don't learn in the classes, but if you really want to get the technique down for tennis, I do offer like one-on-ones so that you can like really get there and learn how to play. So that, and then
where can we follow you on social media? Visit your website, stay in touch with you.
So definitely visit the website. It's www.shapeandserve.org. I actually just updated it and with like everything that we kind of have done from the first year. So if you want to see what we're about and what all we have going on, you can go up there and look at it and check out our events. And you can follow us at Shape and Serve on Instagram, and then you can follow us at my personal. I am Kaylin Janae on Instagram as well, and TikTok too. I'm trying to get on TikTok too.
Right.
It's just a lot.
Social
media,
girl. We just were talking about it.
Yes, so I'm trying to get there. But yes, those are all the platforms that you can find me on. And yes, check us out. The Valentine's Day event registration is actually closed. So
really?
Sign up. You're not able
too
to
late,
come.
y'all.
Yes, but again, we're gonna have way more events coming up this summer. It's gonna be a great summer for Shape and Serve. So I hope people, tap in and try it out. Come out there with your cute little outfit on.
I'm ready to be cute and get in shape, baby.
Get in shape, lose a few calories, meet some new friends, and have a great time.
And that's what it's all about, So Kaylin, thank you. I really love what you're doing. Again, it is Black History Month still, and just me knowing again that this sport isn't so like celebrated in our culture, knowing that you're doing this, a Black woman. I love this. I really, really do. The next Venus and Serena and Coco Jones might be coming through Shape and Serve. Taught by yours truly, okay? I love that so much. Do you even realize that this is history and historic what you're doing because it is so rare? Like, do you realize that?
No, not until you just said it.
You should realize it. Pop your stuff a little more.
I know. I'm trying to pop it a little bit more,
Because you're doing good things. And again, it hasn't even been a whole year, but you've been working, putting yourself out there. You ready to rest because you've been working, And I just want to say, like, Venus and Serena, I watched an interview of them because I love interviews, obviously. I watched an interview of them, and they were promoting their movie that, was coming out when it was telling their dad's story, how he even got them in tennis. And even when you said my dad got me in tennis, I thought about that right off the rip because their dad, talk about having a plan and being intentional. And, it's so much money in tennis. But he said he was watching a match and he seen people come in like third place and the prize money for that was like a little more than $40,000. And he said, what? That's my annual.
Okay. No,
he said he went home. Seriously. He said he went home that same night and told his wife, babe, we got to have 2 more kids. Like, we got to have 2 more kids. And he said he prayed for girls. He got his girls. And before they was even born, he had a plan wrote out for their life. And, just watching that history take place when they were Black girls practicing on these courts of Compton, to get to where they are. This is historic what you're doing again because we didn't have a lot of Black girls to even look at on the screen saying maybe I would have played tennis. I was interested in tennis in school, but like I said, I was tired after cheering all that. I'm like, Shout out to Holly Parnell, one of my classmates. She owns Excel Athletics, a competitive cheer gym in Florida, where we're from. Doing super well, but she played tennis in school too. She's been trying to get me to do. I'm like, girl, stop. And again, I never played. I'm like, dang, I gotta be at this old age, learn something new. Like,
it's never too late to learn.
It's never too late.
Never too late. It does not matter. You can learn it at 40, 12, 70, wherever you want. You know what I'm saying? Something that's just easy. And I don't want to say it's easy because tennis is not easy, right. But it's a consistency type of sport. So you definitely have to continue to play it to get better, right? You just can't come out there one day. And granted, you might can come out there and do a little something, but to really master the game, you definitely have to put in the work for it and really work for it. But I promise it's a great sport. It might seem a little frustrating when you first start, but once you get the hang of it, it's gonna be fun. You're gonna want to go out there with your friends. You're gonna be like, girl, I'm about to beat you, right? Okay, it's gonna make you be competitive. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we go out there. I'm like, okay, whoever wins today, lunch on you. Yeah. Right? Okay. So just trying to make it fun. And it's still a good way to burn calories and to stay healthy and to, just be active, because you have to be active in this world, right? Yeah. The food is already not that great. So you need to sweat it out, sweat those toxins out. So it's really a great sport that people. And I wish I had known really more about tennis when I was growing up. Really got into it to know about the money prize, because they're making money out there. You know what I'm saying? Doing something that is fun. It again, you're still gonna have to put in that work for it, but it's still something that's fun and competitive, and you can make a living off of it. And I wish I kind of stuck with it a little bit more and not got into competitive cheerleading and really stuck with it. I could definitely be on the circuit for sure. Yes, I could go out there right now too, but I just not trying to commit that time to that, right? But if people really starting your kids young, it's a great sport. You're not gonna really get injured like that. Of course, some injuries come with it, but it's not a injury sport, so it's safe, and you can do it from young to old to being it competitive and or just doing it as a hobby to just have fun. That's what I'm trying to get people to do. Just get into it as a hobby, something that you want to do for fun. You don't have to be a pro at it. Yeah. You don't have to be Serena and Venus, right? But you can still get the basics and have fun, go out there, sweat a little bit, and call it a day, right? So, yeah, they should really definitely check it out.
Check out my girl, y'all. Follow Shape and Serve on Instagram at Shape and Serve. And again, make sure you visit her website, www.shapeandserve.org, y'all. You do not want to miss what she's doing. Again, the next historical tennis player might come through Kaylin Roman, Shape and Serve, okay?
All right. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. Everyone that's tuned in, just thank you so much. Make sure you share today's episode, y'all. The word of the week is focus. If you're not focused, let's get focused and let's stay focused. Because just like she just talked about, tennis isn't an easy sport, but with consistency, it becomes easier, right? So that's just like regular life. This life thing ain't easy. But with consistent prayer and consistent, walking in your faith boldly, regardless of what it looks like on the outside of you, things start to turn around. You shift your perspective. You know what I mean? So make sure you guys stay focused this 2025 and leading out this month. And make sure you follow Ladies in Motion on all platforms at ladiesinmotion.llc on Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook. We got talkitout.lim, y'all. It's a whole lot of winning going on. You don't want to miss this. And then make sure you just stay tuned. Next week, I'll be back with Jasmin, or celebrity event stylist from Atlanta, Georgia, but came all the way from Las Vegas to sit down on the couch with your girl. And this is an episode, again, that you do not want to miss. Also, real quick, last announcement. I forgot to shout out. Next week, on the 1st of March, we have the Pdor Glam fashion show going down in Winter Haven, Florida. It's going to be so good, y'all. It's a jump off fashion show. My cousin walking in it. Your girl is hosting it. Jasmin Bennett is also hosting with me. And it's a mental health awareness fashion show. And it's always just a lot of fun, y'all. So make sure, if you're interested in that, go get your tickets. The tickets will be below this video. So if you're interested, you can message me. But just don't miss the opportunity to support the women that's winning in the community near you. Okay. So until next time, next week, y'all. Bye.